Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It is Friday, April 29th, 2022. This is Liz Frenay, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. This week has felt like the longest week ever, and the cherry on top, I just got a massive rent increase in the Eye on Annapolis New York studio, so Venmo donations are accepted and the handle will be in the show notes. Okay, it is Friday, so let's bring on the weekend, shall we? Yesterday, firefighters responded to a 911 call reporting a structure fire at the Horizon Square apartment complex in Laurel, Maryland. There was smoke visible from a third-story balcony, and when firefighters arrived, there was visible flames. They entered and were able to quickly extinguish the bulk of the fire on the third floor. However, the fire had extended upwards to the fourth and fifth floor apartments located directly above the original fire department. Firefighters located and extinguished the fire on both the fourth and the fifth floors with minimal fire damage in either apartment. Several residents were displaced as a result of the fire, and the Red Cross has been contacted to assist with resources for those occupants. There were no injuries, and the fire alarm pull station was activated and in working condition to alert the occupants. The Arundel County Fire and Explosive Investigation Unit responded and determined the fire is most likely accidental, with the exact origin of the cause still under investigation. Election Day is coming up, and Arundel County is joining several other counties to try to get young teenagers involved in the election process. The Election Day Page program allows students ages 14 and 15 to work 4-hour shifts on Election Day and earn service learning credit for school. They would come to answer questions from voters and hopefully encourage them to be involved in the political process and register to vote when they're able. Students 16 and older may participate, but are encouraged to register as election judges instead because at that age they are eligible. Montgomery and Prince George's counties and Baltimore City already have this initiative. In the latest park news, Maryland has approved over $5.2 million in funding to help buy and preserve historic land across the Chesapeake Bay. The 5.17-acre property will become Annapolis's newest park. The land is near Cars and Sparrows beaches, which were popular with the region's Black community during segregation when they were prohibited from visiting other beaches. The state, the city, Blacks of the Chesapeake, and the Chesapeake Conservatory have entered into an agreement with the Conservation Fund to acquire the property for around $7 million through a patchwork of funding. With its one-year anniversary, Velo Airlines announced 2 new nonstop flights, one from BWI to Wilmington, North Carolina, and one from BWI to Orlando. Great for Hilton Head golfers and also families that want to go to Disney and spend a fortune. As we start to wrap up, there are a few events for the weekend. The Annapolis Spring Sailboat Show opens today and runs through Sunday, but get tickets in advance at AnnapolisBoatShows.com because there's only a very small ticket booth and they are not selling to walk-ups officially. But if you ask nicely and with a smile, I'm sure they would. Sunday is the annual Rockfish tournament at the Boatyard Bar and Grill. If you're fishing, you're already in, but let's be real, it's all about the party, mid-afternoon to 9 p.m. Sunday is also May Day, so get out and see the flowers. And it is the first Sunday art festival of the year from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on that first block of West Street. And remember, the Hillman Garage is closing on Monday for a minimum of 14 months to rebuild. And that's it for the news, but here's some podcast news for you. A bonus episode was dropped yesterday afternoon with Don Hooker and Neil Katzeff as we reminisced about the Chesapeake Bay's Blues Fest of the past and discussed the final one coming up on May 21st and 22nd. Make sure you check that one out. Those two together are a riot. I will be dropping another one at noon today with Reverend Peyton of Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. They're coming to Ram's Head in early May, and if you're a fan of raw blues, this is the show for you. Definitely check that out when it drops. Up tomorrow on the local business spotlight, Unity Gardens, and next week, one you'll want to hear. It's with Rick Hutzel, the former editor of The Capitol, who is now working for Meta and producing a local newsletter called Meanwhile in Annapolis. And finally, as always, thank you for listening. And if you're somewhere where you can leave a rating or a review, please do. And make sure you let your friends, families, and colleagues know to follow us. It really does help. A quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief, the Arts Council of Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team in Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company. It's Friday, so I'll take the time to say have a great weekend, be nice to others, do something fun, and keep shopping local. Other than that, we'll see you on Monday. So now hang tight. George Young from DCMDVA Weather is here with your locally forecasted weather report. All that in just a bit.
Join the party at the Westin Annapolis on May 14th for the Arts Council of Anne Arundel County's premier fundraising event, Paint the Town. We'll celebrate 29 years of providing leadership and advocacy for our local arts community. You'll enjoy cocktails, dinner, and live entertainment with special guests Cell Spitfire, Christy Allen, Jonathan Stone, Mike Noonan, and the Annapolis Symphony Academy String Quartet, and more. Get your tickets now at www.acaac.org. That's www.acaac.org. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Friday, April 29th. Yesterday was another chilly and windy day for the Annapolis region, and while it will still be a bit breezy today after a cold start this morning, it'll definitely be warmer in the afternoon with a nice weekend ahead. Look for highs today in the mid-60s or so with slightly breezy winds occasionally at 15 to 20 miles per hour, to be followed by sunshine, light winds, and upper 60s to lower 70s in spots Saturday, with 65 to 70 degrees, 4 p.m. highs Sunday with mixed skies and a chance of p.m. showers, with the expectation for next week being warmer with temps in the 70s each day through at least Thursday, with the greatest threat for some rain showers coming on Tuesday. Okay, that's it for today and this week. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day and weekend out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, as well as through our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And as always, be sure to download our DCMDVA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google App Stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because solar energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Let's make 2022 the year that you freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
One of the most common questions we get, how do I maximize the value of my home before I sell it? It's a great question. We look at improvements like investments. What is the rate of return? For example, if we invest $5,000 in painting kitchen cabinets and installing granite, how much more will our home sell for? The answer? About $25,000 more. That's a 500% return on investment. Because of returns like this, we have started a program called Investing in You. We know cash is often tight when you're making a move, and we are here to help. We will front you up to $15,000 to invest in refreshing your home before you list it, with the agreement to be paid back once your home settles. Call us today so we can help you maximize your home's value.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at EyeOnAnnapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.